Well, thank you very much, and thank you to you as well as our new resident scholar. You didn't show that you was new at all. That was a whirlwind tour of contributions, not only to from the Muslim community, not only to Sutton and the country, but to the world. And I now know that every morning I've got Islam to thank for my soap and my coffee. So good to know that's key to my morning routine. And then thank you, I guess, to everybody for attending, but especially to the organisers of today. I know things like this don't happen without a lot of effort, a lot of voluntary time. So thank you to all the volunteers from the Muslim Cultural Welfare Association of Sutton. And thank you for all you do to help community integration and cohesiveness over many decades. I know from my predecessor Tom Brake, who I believe was a good friend to this place, that you've done enormous work over many years, and are a large part of the reason that I think the general trend over the 40 years of your existence has been towards positive integration. I'm aware though that feels threatened in this moment right now. I know that tensions have been rising in the community, and it's inescapable from the news and from our streets. When we walk outside and we see the flags on lampposts and we wonder what they are for, I believe everybody in this building is proud of that flag, but might have concerns about the way in which it's being used at the moment. And I think it's important that I, as a politician, acknowledge that. For me, again, I think the general trend over many decades has been one of cohesiveness, of communities coming together, of sharing understanding. But there are forces in our country and in our world right now who seek to divide us and threaten those core values, those values of respect, of tolerance, of appreciating that diversity enhances us. And it's our job and my job as your representative to push back against that and keep fighting for those core values that I think that we all have in common. It's for that reason that those flags will be taken down by the council, not because we're not proud of the flag. That will still fly proudly above our civic centre, but that one is ours and it belongs to all of us, and we're not sure about the motivations of the ones that arrived more recently. So I wanted to offer you some assurance on that front. I'm acutely aware of some of the things that you remarked upon in your presentation as well, about the media environment and the national conversation. The rising tensions I describe, yes, some of it might be to do with practical concerns to do with immigration. Maybe some of it is racist as well. But quite often that racism is directed towards the Muslim community. I think quite often Islamophobia is one of the dominant forms of racism that we are seeing in our country today, and it does need to be called out, and the double standards do need to be called out. And I hope to offer you reassurance today that I intend to do that. As a Liberal, I think a fundamental thing for Liberals is caring about every individual. Right, that's what liberalism is about. It's about caring for every individual's existence and recognising those individuals live in a community. And we can't get away from the fact it takes work for individuals in the community to live together. And that's why events like this are so important, increasing that understanding, increasing that sense of shared values. But we need to do more because those fundamental values are under threat. And I am concerned, but I am also reassured. And I'll tell you why I'm reassured, because as a politician, as many of you probably know, I've probably knocked on quite a few of your doors, and maybe I've met some of you on the doorstep before. But I go door to door. And when you go door to door, you're meeting a random sample of people. And you're not meeting the people that like to comment online. You're not meeting the people that write the newspapers. You're meeting everyday people who don't necessarily think about politics in their day-to-day lives. And when I do that, I get the sense that here in Carshot and Wallington, the majority of people hold that view of unity. That's what they want. They want for the heat of this conversation to be taken away. They want people to understand that tension and that trouble that you see in the media and what you see represented online isn't true for everybody. And those who are speaking the loudest right now, they do not speak for all of us. In fact, they do not speak for the majority of us. So I hope you all know that Carshot and Wallington, I know from the doorstep, stand with you in this difficult time. I feel like when I use this platform as well, and I'm in this space, that it would be remiss of me not to mention probably one of the issues on your mind the most, which is what's happening in Gaza. I know I get many emails from residents about this issue, from all faiths and none, but obviously particularly from people from the Muslim community. I would say that I've been an MP since July 2024, and I don't think there is an issue that I've had more emails about than what's happening in Gaza. Let me be clear about what's happening in Gaza from my perspective. I believe what's happening is a genocide. I believe that the UN report that was released recently has corroborated enough evidence to reach that conclusion. I know it's taken some time for some politicians to reach that conclusion, but that's because, you know, it's not on me to view my social media feeds and newspaper reports and draw any conclusions. We need international processes. That's what democracy demands, due process. But I believe that due process has taken place now. We've got independent, verifiable evidence to explain what is going on. And that means it's incumbent upon the UK to do everything it can to stop it. The Liberal Democrats have been quite vocal on this issue for some time. We called for a ceasefire within a year of the conflict restarting, within a month, of the conflict restarting. We've called for a ban on sales of arms to Israel. But ultimately what we were pleading for is humanity, and wanting to bring an end to the awful scenes that we're seeing, and to protect innocent life. And of course you talked about food. I mean, what's happened with starvation in Gaza in the last 6 months is beyond words, and it's incumbent upon the UK and everybody in the liberal-minded world to put an end to this as soon as possible. I don't want to hang too heavily on that note, because I know today is about unity and about bringing people together, but I didn't feel like I could stand this platform about addressing that issue as well and making it clear where I stand on that. But to bring it back to today, thank you so much for opening up your mosque to the community. Thank you so much for everybody who's attended today to try to learn more. I know that there's more to learn upstairs as well, and I'm looking forward to touring around and getting some snacks after this as well. And just to let you know that my email inbox is always open. I'm happy to take questions from the floor right now, but if you have questions that you prefer to raise with me privately, please email me. Email address is available online, and I'm here at the end of the day to listen to you, to serve you, to represent you. So thank you very much.